Hey everybody, welcome to The Grove. Today I'm joined by Chris from the titular Chris Couch Games and also the Nerdy Soul.
I'm excited to be here, man, just to kick it with y'all.
So question number one, what is the first board game that really hooked you and what's like the one thing from it that really stuck with you?
So I'll say that there's two answers to this question. The first answer is Unstable Unicorns, and I'm talking about a card game first because that is actually what our like game night surrounded around. Like we would play this game all the time. That and Bang really were like our two just party games.
Cool.
And I just was mostly just in this world of, I didn't really understand kind of what games were. I thought you had to be this monstrous like company or something to make a game. And we just got really good at it to the point where when I would make a turn, people would think I was cheating.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, there's got to be more out there than like this card game. And so the first board game that kind of really got me in was Viticulture.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, whoa, there's a lot more at play here, you know? And that was a game that made me start to think, oh, there's a lot more depth to this industry. There's a lot more depth to products. And when I saw one of my friends make a board game on Kickstarter, I was like, oh, if you can make a game, I can make a game.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, and that kind of kickstarted a lot of stuff.
That's really cool. Well, I guess I'll give you my answer too. It's only fair. Twilight Imperium 4th edition was my first big boy game. Like, I went from game nights like Uno, Monopoly with my family to, we went to college and I had a buddy that was like, hey, we got a free weekend. It takes 8 hours, maybe even more. You want to play this? And I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah. And then that kind of like, in a way has formed, I overanalyze and over-politicize every game. Like even if it is now a game of Uno, I'm like, statistically speaking, you know?
Right, yeah.
But cool, well, that's awesome.
So like when you played that for the first time, now you've not played anything like it because I feel like TI4 is its own whole category.
Yeah, it's one of, it and which you got to play Blood on the Clock Tower yesterday, but like it and Blood on the Clock Tower are like, they're experiences more than they are games, if that makes sense, you know? But so you said that you realized that you could design board games after your friend made one on Kickstarter. Yeah. How has like playing, you know, this weekend we just played a bunch of board games. Yeah. How does that impact your thought process and your design process when you're making a game?
So, I mean, it kind of starts in two different areas. The first thing that when I first started designing games was I got really too analytical about playing games and lost just the enjoyment of the game and like the feeling of it. So having to learn through that experience and stop trying to be like, oh, what would I do if I was designing this game? Because like, that's really not what gaming is about,
right?
You know? Yeah. And so I started to really think about what emotions games are bringing to me. What am I feeling? What is it making other people feel? And then how I can play off of those in games that I want to make, or is this something that's really fun that maybe in the future? And I just kind of keep those in the back pocket because it's really, it's kind of like when you start reviewing movies or talking about movies with your friends, and then you start saying like, oh, this is the best movie ever.
Right.
And then you go see a movie and your expectations like don't hit, and it ruins kind of the theatrical experience.
Right.
I don't want to have the fact that I design games mean that I don't experience the good stuff about games I'm playing.
Yeah. Whenever you're designing games, you know, you want to keep yourself as just a gamer, you want to keep yourself interested in games. But what do you consider for your customers, the people who will be buying your games? Like, what part is the most important to you? Like, is it the actual like components, the design, like the customer experience, or is it just like the general gameplay? Because I mean, I'm guessing you want to enjoy your games too. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you'll hear a lot of advice. People say, make the game that you want to make, and then like people will resonate with that. I totally believe that's true. For me, how I kind of do everything in my life is I create a mantra to epitomize what I'm looking to build upon or what I'm looking to create. So for Chris Couch Games, I create games that are sneakily strategic. So things that every game, every decision that I make has to be bound in the idea that it's sneakily strategic, which means that it's approachable for someone, but has depth and you can build and layer upon it. And high player interaction, one way or another, is like vital to the things that I want to make. Yeah. Just because I know that's what I'm good at, you know. And there's people that are much better at other things. So I'm gonna let them like boss that, and I'm gonna like do my thing. And people seem to really appreciate it so far. So that's kind of what I hone in on. And so when I'm playing games, I really think about the emotional experience we're all playing, and it's like, how am I interacting with the player across from me? Am I mad at them because they just like screwed me over? Are we working together and we just had this epic moment? And so when I kind of think about that feeling, how can I bottle that and put it into a product and then have good components?
Yeah. We played a lot of co-op games this weekend, and we played a lot, well, we played Blood on the Clock Tower, which got kind of heated at one point.
Very heated.
So what do you prefer? Do you prefer like, we as a group have overcome this amazingly difficult thing? We played Dead of Winter, and that was tough. Like Chris was working, but he could just hear us screaming about and agonizing over all these decisions.
Yeah, y'all got rampaged.
Yeah.
yeah.
But then in Blood on the Clock Tower, it's like you're deceiving each other, you're lying to each other. Like what is your favorite out of those two? Like
Yeah, I think I really prefer games that create friction. You know, not necessarily friction that's negative, but just like tense between people, because I think the one thing that I love about board games and the industry itself is that it takes us out of this digital world that we're living in constantly, whether it's working, whether it's browsing, it's entertainment, and usually those digital worlds create separation between us. Like even if you're watching the show like with Becca, I'm sure one of you is like, stop pausing the TV show and stop talking about it. And like for me, I am the pauser. Like I want to talk for like 5 minutes.
Same.
And so like that's me all day. So how can I create a game that allows me to talk for 5 minutes?
Right.
You know, and so creating the friction is really important. That's what I love about
I like
games.
that a lot. Yeah. So you've designed a bunch of games. We've kind of talked about your thought process behind it. What is a moment when you were designing a game where you experienced a failure? Like just a full-on failure, and then how did you overcome it?
Wow, yeah. I mean, which failure do you want to talk about? Yeah, there's a lot of failure in games. There's a lot of success, a lot of failure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think the biggest failure for me, I'd say, is with our first game, Kraken Skulls. It was our first time to do it, really. Yeah, and I think for us, it was a design choice of we're just so excited to have created a game, and it hits really well with a specific audience that we wanted it to hit, but we kind of were cheapo about. Like not the production quality, because we went too far.
I was about to say, it's
nice
like off the charts. Yeah, all the wooden equals and stuff.
We didn't take the extra step to like make sure that it was. So we put 14 plus on the box because a lot of people suggested, hey, you're not gonna have to pay extra fees to like child testing and stuff. But our audience is made for like 10 and up.
Yeah.
And so I was worried that like we were gonna invest this money and not get an ROI. Instead, it's hurt the game sell because people think that their kids can't play it when we're geared towards family games.
Interesting.
And so that was kind of like a really big like this gut punch of like, dang, I should have just taken that extra step. And the other thing is like when you're doing a Kickstarter and you're creating bundles and you're creating things, you need to really think about the value you're adding, not just to your game, but the future life of the game. Like it's not about making a sale to make the most money. But it's like, what can you actually sell on a shelf? What's good for retailers and stuff? So we put 3 expansions into the box. Dumb. Like we should have put those expansions in a separate SKU. So we could have a cheaper price point MSRP on Kraken. And then we could also have an extra thing to sell for people that wanted stuff because it took our cost of goods up. But it doesn't change like a conversion. Like the expansions are just like an add-on. Like when we're pitching it to someone, they say, yeah, this is a great game, I want it. And then I say, it comes with the expansion. They say, I don't care, I'm already getting it.
That's a good point.
So those are 2 things that was a really good learning experience.
That's good insight, because one thing that I've noticed a lot lately is that a lot of companies will have like day 1 expansions available. And that makes sense because a lot of the times I'm like, I don't even know if I want an expansion for this game. I've not even played it yet, you know, but that makes sense that, you know, it helps reduce your upfront costs. And then also if you're just all in on the game, then you have that option to pick stuff up, which is also just better for publishers. And customers, honestly. And customers.
I mean, it's not for every game, right? Like it's not, it shouldn't be every game comes with a big expansion. For Holiday Hills, we had several things, but they were more so promos rather than like expansions. We had the Santa and Krampus expansion is really just 2 large-scale promos. Like it's not, it adds a board and stuff, so that's why it's in an expansion box, but it's very approachable. Like $25 for like basically 2 expansions is like pretty awesome. So I try to make our things that expand our game to just add a little bit to the gameplay instead of changing the gameplay completely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, and so that's kind of my approach to expansion content.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. Well, I love Santa and Krampus. Krampus is my favorite. That one's like kind of the mean version of it.
Yeah, it's very mean. Yeah, it's fun.
Well, with that in mind, I have one final question for you.
Yeah.
What's next for Chris Couch Games?
Man, what is next? We've got a big year ahead, very big year. We've got Garden Club that's going to launch in March.
Yeah.
Garden Club and Pedal. And Garden Club is designed, well, both Garden Club and Pedal are designed by Chris and my Andrew Styles, and art by Patrick Weber on both. And they are just really great, fantastic two-player games.
Yeah.
And so most of the games that I play are two-player. Not like they are designed for two players, but we play at two players.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to create this line of games called the Club Series. And so this is kind of launching that, which is going to be our two-player line. And tile placement, really good like 1v1 player interaction, but it's not just like, hey, I hate you, and so I'm gonna do this one thing. It's like my decision space helps me, but could help you.
Right.
And so Holiday Hills did that really well, and like I want to kind of hone in on that throughout more games. So that's next. We've got a big convention season upcoming. We're going to be at a lot of the major conventions as you know, vendors.
Yeah.
We'll be at all the major ones, starting with we'll be at Geekway in St. Louis first, and then got a surprise one that's coming up soon, and then PAX will be at, as well as Origins, and hopefully we'll be at OFPG. They're having a con, so hopefully going to be a part of that in some form or manner. But the idea is to have Garden Club and Pedal launch in March, having a game called Headliner, which is a new game we haven't really talked about from designer Jaden Johnson. That's
I don't even know about that.
You don't even know about that. That's going to be coming in Backer Kit in May, and then hopefully Haunted Hills in October.
Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So big year. Fingers crossed. Should be pretty fun.
Awesome, man. Well, cool, man. I appreciate you coming here, sitting down with us today, answering some questions. And I know that you've got a bunch of questions for me. So check out another. Consider subscribing, clicking all the YouTube buttons, click the bell, because we might have another video coming out where he gets to ask me some questions and put me in the hot seat. So yeah, thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, man.
See y'all next time.
Peace.